Hello friends, today in this tutorial I'll be showing you that how basically you can build out a image cropper kind of an application where you can scale, rotate images and also crop images. Let me show you the demo of this application. So basically this is the application. Let me just show you here. First of all, let me screencast the mobile screen on the PC so guys, basically this is the app here. I have installed it on my mobile phone. So when you open the app guys, you will see this is basically the interface here, and if you click this button right here, your gallery will open. So the user can select images from their gallery. So this is basically you can select any image from your gallery. So gallery will open here. So let me select this image that I need to crop here. I will simply need to tap on this image. So this image will open right here. You will see this is the crop editor, image editor. Here you can rotate images, scale images, zoom images, and also crop images. And you can see some presets are also available 1 by 1. 3 by 4, original 3 by 2, and 16 by 9. So based upon whichever you like, you can rotate it. Basically, you can do like this. You can rotate and crop this image. So now once I do, a lot more options are also available guys. You will see basically you can rotate this like this also. You can also scale it by this scale parameter. You can change the brightness of this image. You can lower the brightness, change the brightness. You can even edit the contrast of the image as well. All these options are available. Saturation, you can even control the saturation of the image as well. So this is all in one image editor, which allows you to crop images as well as do that fancy stuff as well. So now I am happy about this image, so I can just click this option, and now it will also save this image inside your SD card or gallery. Now basically this is the image is cropped. Now if I show you the gallery guys, basically if I open the gallery, you will see it will created this pictures folder, and now this image is successfully saved on my mobile phone. So I will now be telling you how to build this application from scratch in Java in Android Studio. So we will be building this application, how we can simply crop images, and all-in-one image editor which allows you to control the brightness, saturation, zoomness, or any sort of factor of an image. So let's start this tutorial guys. All the source code that I will use in this video is given in the description of the video. I have written a complete blog post step by step explaining each instruction in detail. So you can go to the description of this video and copy paste all the source code. So this is basically the Android Studio guys. I will now click on the new project, and here I will select empty activity. So I will simply select empty activity, click on next, and here you need to give the project name. Let's suppose I give here crop image project. So here you need to select your language, Java or Kotlin. I will select Java here, and then I will click the finish button. So now this will create the Android project guys. Inside this it will build out the Gradle. Let me close that project. So now you can see that it will hardly take some time in order to build out the Gradle. It totally depends upon how much RAM is installed on your computer. So Android Studio does require around about 16 gigabytes of RAM. So now it has successfully built out my project. Now the very first thing you need to do is that you need to first of all go to your settings.gradle file. So this is your directory structure here, and just open this settings.gradle file guys. So just open this, and right here you need to add this Maven URL, this JCenter. So simply copy this. I have given all the source code in the description of the video. So right inside your dependencies resolution management, paste this code here. So we are simply pasting this URL https jetpack.io. Then click on this option synchronize now. So Android Studio will install this. And now you need to go to your build.gradle file, and here inside your dependencies section you need to paste this dependency, which is I will show you. So simply copy this dependency and simply paste it here. So implementation com GitHub, this is basically the name of the library that we are using here, ucrop and edit, which is used to crop the images here and also scale it. And now click on the synchronize button. It will install this library in the background. So now the next step is guys, you need to open your activity.main XML file inside your layout folder inside resolution res folder. So activity main.xml. So here you need to go to your code section, and here basically we will have a image view tag. So we will have an image view widget, guys, image view, and the width will be match parent, and the height will be around 200 dp. And the next option, we need to give it the layout margin. I will give 16 dp, that's all. And also we need to give it a source parameter. So this we will be taking it inside a sample image, which is this image. So this is present inside your map folder, and we are taking it IC launcher round. This is the image we are using. You will see that this is the image we are using here. So that's all. So now it is saying that the layout for which we are using the linear layout. So I will simply copy paste it. So we are not using the constraint layout, so you can simply surround this using linear layout. So now we can simply run our application, guys. So I can run on first of all the emulator. So it will now basically here, this is our emulator, it is running here. So here you just need to click the run button and it will start your application. So you will see it has built out the image here, and this looks like this. You will see that. So this is basically the preview that you see right here, guys. So this will be a simple button. When you click this button, your gallery, user gallery, should open. So what we can do is that we can change this icon. Let's suppose I want a different icon here, so we can change this map IC launcher. So here we can simply refresh, and it will refresh, apply the changes. So you will see that. So now what we need to do is that here we now need to go to our Java code. This is done now, so we can close this file. Now we can move to our main activity.java file, which is present right here. And inside this file, guys, first of all we need to target this image view, and here we can rename this to pick image. We can declare a variable, and right here we can, inside this onCreate method, we can simply say iv pick image, and here we can simply say find view by ID, and here we can pass the ID. I think we haven't given the ID. So once again go to this file, and here we need to give it the ID. So we need to give it an ID here, so we can give it as button underscore pick image. So we need to use the same ID, guys, inside this. So r.id button pick image. So after doing this, we need to set a event listener, guys. So whenever we click this, we need to say set on click listener. So whenever we click this button, we need to open the gallery. So this is basically, we can bind this new view. So this is basically the method which will execute on click. And here we, guys, here we need to write here at the very top, we need to declare a activity result. So now we need to, in order to open the gallery of the user, we need this activity result launcher. This will be of type string, and we can declare a variable here get content. And now we can open the gallery of the user by simply calling get content dot launch, and here we will only select images. So here we will pass here image slash star. So it will only select images. If you pass here video, it will only select videos. So here we will only select images. So what will happen, guys? So now we need to register this. After we do this, we need to now say get content, and here we need to say register for activity result. and here you will simply pass new activity result contract. Let me just see. So here we need to say new activity result contracts get content, and the next argument that we need to pass here, which is let me see, new, this is basically the callback function which executes new activity result callback. So this returns a URI of the image the user has selected. So you can just import this class here. So simply click import class, and also import this class also, and import this class also. So the main benefit of using Android Studio, guys, you need not have to manually do this. Automatically Android Studio will do that for you. And here you need to implement the methods here, which is one such method on activity result. So this is basically the method which will be there. This is basically the URI of the image that the user select. So what we can simply say, we can log this inside, basically we can give it the image URI, and we can log this result. We can surround this, change this to string value of, so we can log this so that we can see. So now if I just basically refresh your application, or we can simply say here result to string. We need to put a semicolon here, that's why the error was coming. So now I can simply show you the preview of this application. Now I will run on a real my device of my which is connected here. So now if I click the run button, simply need to stop the previous app. So now if you basically do that, so now hopefully the application will run here. It is just loading here, so just wait, it is now running. So now you can see the image, the application has started, and basically you will see this is the, let me just delete the previous one, which is, you can see this is the name of the project, drop image project. Let me first of all delete all the previous apps which are installed on my system. Let me uninstall this, and also uninstall this crop image. So once again, if I now run this, so now it is installing it, you will see that. So now you can see that basically now if I select here, you can see my gallery will open here, and now I can select any image of my choice. So if I select this image, tap on this image, nothing happens here. But if you check the console here, guys, if I say log here, so what will happen here, if you see, if you check the console, you can see this is basically the URI of the image that the user has selected. This is the actual image address here. Now we need to simply display this image where we can crop this image. So what we can simply do, guys, after this, we can say here, we can make use of the intent class to open the next activity. So we can say intent, we need to intent, and here we can simply initialize new intent, and here we can pass from this activity, and here we need to pass it to a new activity. We will create this activity, cropper activity, where the user can simply crop your images. So we need to create this activity, and now to pass the data, guys, we can use this put extra method of intent in order to pass some data to the next activity. So we will call this as data, and we will convert this to a string, result to string. So this is the way by which you can pass data in between multiple activities using this intent class. This is the main usage of it, and then we can simply call start activity for result, and here we can pass our intent and the code 101. That's all. Request code it is called. It is slightly depreciated, but still we will use it inside of this video just for it will work. And now we need to create this activity, guys. So right inside our project we will create a new activity, which is right here. Empty activity we will create. We will call this as cropper activity. So it will create this activity, guys. You will see that. So I think you need to say main activity this. So now no error has. So you need to specify the name of the activity. So here main activity this, and then cropper activity class. So this is basically the activity, guys. So here what we need to do is that inside this activity we need to get the data which the user has passed. So here we will declare string result and URI, and this will be the URI that we will be receiving of the selected image by the user. So what we can do is that right inside this file, guys, we can call a method called as read intent. We will make this method. This will be simply a private method here which we will make. Read intent, and inside this method, guys, we will again use the intent class, and here we will call get intent. It will automatically get the data which the user has passed to this activity. We will call this method get extras, and if it is not equal to null, guys, in that case we need to simply get the result by using get string extra, and here we need to call data. So similarly what we passed here, data, so here also we need to use the same string here, and then we will convert this into a file URI. So we'll simply say URI dot parse, and here we will simply say result. That's all. So now this file URI that we initialize, guys, has some value inside this. So now we can simply open the cropper URI. So we will simply say destination URI, and we will say new string builder, and here we'll say UUID, and here we'll use random UUID method. We convert this to a string. That's all. And also we need to append the extension, guys, right at the last, append .jpg, and here you need to convert to a string. That's all. So this will be the destination URI, guys. Output URI you may call at output file name. And now we will simply just import the library, guys, cropping library. This is the way by which you can crop the image. We can first of all declare it like this, and then uCrop, it contains auth method. We will pass the file URI which we need to, and then we will simply say URI dot from file, and here we will pass the new file. So here we will simply say we need to first of all import the file here. We will pass the get cache directory, and we will pass the destination URI wherever we need to save it, and here we will say with options, and we will pass the options that we configured. And then you can have various options, guys. With aspect ratio you can also specify 0,0 default value, x, y, and then we have use source image ratio, and then we have with maximum result size we can specify 2000 width and 2000 height. You can just customize accordingly, and then we can start this activity, guys, which we can say cropper activity this. So here we need to start this activity. We are specifying this activity cropper activity, guys. So here, to start this activity, we need to go to Android manifest.xml file, and here at the very top, guys, we need to grant some permissions. So first permission we need to grant is the external storage. We need to also save the image to the SD card. So first of all, we need to write this external storage permission, and then we also need to write here inside this, after this activity, guys, we need to add a new activity. This basically is the library that we imported. This is necessary for that. So the name of this will be com.yalantis ucrop activity. So we need to close it. So this is the name of the activity, guys, and after this we also need to say screen orientation. Either you can be having portrait or landscape, but we will say portrait. And the theme of this, so we can use any of the standard themes in the style folders. We will say theme.appcompat light with no action bar. That's all. So you just need to add this code, guys. If you don't add it, your basically you will not see the screen where you can crop the images. So it's very recommended that you add this code inside your Android manifest file. So simply close it. Now hopefully you will be able to crop the images. That screen will allow you to do that. If I now run this application now, once again if I refresh it, so once again it will, if no error has been there. So now you will see again the application will launch. Now if I select the image here, let's suppose if I select this image, so now you will see basically if I select this, let me just select. So now you can see that, guys, this basically the screen is taken place, and now you can crop your images, you can rotate it, scale it, all sort of modifications you can perform here. This is basically the screen of the cropper activity, and now after that if you click this, nothing happens. It redirects you to the main activity, but it doesn't display that cropped image and also doesn't save it. Now we need to simply save it inside this image view tag, this cropped image, and lastly we also need to save this image inside your gallery. For doing that, guys, it's very easy. We are passing this inside from cropper activity. You will see that. What we need to do right here now, we need to implement this on activity result method. So every activity, if you perform in Android, has this method called as on activity result. So we need to override this method. So simply type your on activity result and Android Studio will do that for you. You will see that it will add this super call. So this is really necessary. And here we simply need to have a if condition, guys, and here we will simply say if result code is equal to result OK. So in this simply means that if you have just done cropping your images and also the request code is equal to ucrop, and it has this constant called as request crop. In that case, we need to redirect the user back to the main activity, and then we also need to pass the cropped image. So we will get the URI of the cropped image like this, ucrop dot, we will call this method get output. We will pass the data, and then we will use the create a new intent, return intent, and here we will simply say we will put the extra here which is result. We will call this as result now, and this will be a simple result URI. We will simply concatenate this, and then we will simply say set result. We will call this method set result, and here we will pass the result code as -1, and we will pass this intent, return intent, because we are going backwards. That's why we need to put here -1. And then we need to lastly call the finish method, guys, which will finish the process. So now what will happen, guys? Also we will have a else if condition. In this condition, guys, we will have the result code equal to uCrop dot if any sort of error take place in cropping the image. In that case, guys, we can throw an error to the user. You will get the error, and that's all. We can log that error on the screen, so we can simply call this error. In a standard application, you will do that little bit differently, but for now we will simply log that error. This file code is complete, guys. So now we are sending this image URI, output URI, right here inside this return intent. Now we need to catch this intent inside our main activity Java file. So inside our main activity.java file, what we need to do is that we need to now, inside our on activity result method, guys, I think, yeah, this is basically for this activity, this for so register for activity result for opening the image gallery. But now this is basically for the main activity on activity results. So we need to override this method, guys, which will be so right after this. So this will be on activity result. We need to override this like this. So it will add the super call which is necessary. After that, once again, we will have if condition. So here we will say result code if it is equal to -1, and also if request code is equal to 101. In that case, we will basically get the output result. So we will call this as result. We will fetch the crop image URI, and we will first of all convert this to a URI. We will call this as null first of all, and then we will first of all compare if the result is not equal to null. If it has some value, in that case we will simply convert this, use URI.parse method, we'll pass the result, that's all. So now after this, guys, we simply need to have display this image. We will say IV pick image, and here we will simply say set image URI. That's all, set image URI, and here we will pass the URI which is result URI. That's all. So now, guys, if you see, if you run this application, this cropped image will be shown to the user. If you run this application once again, so your application will start here. So sorry, inside in unclosed character literal, let me just see. Oh sorry, in double quotes we need to do that. So once again, if you run this application, guys, your application will start here. So now you will see that if I click this, I need to select our image. So I can simply crop my image here, click on that. So now your image will be displayed here. You will see that this is basically the cropped image. We can do that, repeat it. So now you can see that. So now we need to save this image also, guys, inside the gallery or SD card, external storage. So how we can do that? It's very simple. It will be a slightly more code that you need to write here to save this image inside your external storage. So this will be right here inside after you do that. So you need to first of all convert this URI to a bitmap in order to store it inside your external storage. For that, guys, we will use this class which is parcel file descriptor. This is the class we will use. We will make the object This will be null by default, and then we need to surround the code inside parts try catch block, and here we will say get content resolver, and we will say open file descriptor, and here you will pass the result URI, and here we will read this inside read mode. And here guys we need to say try catch block, we need to file not found exception E. We just need to throw this new runtime exception E, that's all. So here guys, after you read this image, store it inside parcel file descriptor object. What we need to do is that after you do this, we need to say file descriptor, and this will be file descriptor, and here we will call parcel file descriptor and get file descriptor. This is slightly complicated code, but still you need to convert this to a bitmap to save it guys inside your gallery. So we will use this bitmap class guys, bitmap image we will call this. We will say bitmap factory, and here we will call this method decode file descriptor. This is the method we call. We'll pass the file descriptor like this, and again we need to write this code guys inside try catch. This will be parcel file descriptor close, and catch input output exception E. Then we need to throw this exception at runtime E, that's all. So now we got our image guys inside bitmap. So what we can do is that we now need to create a method which will actually save this bitmap image to a gallery. So this will create this method, which is right after this we will call this method, which is save image to gallery. We will pass this image, that's all. So now we need to create this method. It is not defined, so we will create this method right here, which will be public void, or you can also call it a private. So we need to pass the context also, and also the bitmap image. So here guys, whenever you calling it, we also need to pass the context. So this will be this here, that this context is passed here. So after this guys, inside this method, it's very easy to interact with the external storage. You just need to first of all get the gallery path. This can be done using environment class get external storage public directory. This is the one, and then we need to store it inside environment.pictures directory pictures, inside our pictures directory, and then we need to get the full path of it. So we will say get path, and after this guys, we also need to say the image directory where we need to save it. New file, and here we will pass the gallery path, and then we will concatenate. This way we will make a new folder, which is pics folder, and here we will check if the image directory exists or not. If it doesn't exist, we will create this directory by using make directory function. So we just import this class guys, which is import this class. And then guys, we will create a file name. We will simply say new simple date format, and here we will simply say yyyy mmdd underscore hhmmss. This will give it a unique file name to it, get default. get default, it will get the current date and time, and then it will format it to a new date. That's all. So now we will give it a file name, guys. So it's very easy. So we will simply say image underscore, and then we will concatenate the timestamp that we created. Then concatenate the extension of the image with JPG. That's all. And then we will say image file. We will simply say new file. We will store it inside the image directory and with this file name. That's all. This is the image file that we need to save, guys. Now we will simply, this is actually the code, guys, to save this. So we'll use the media store class. We'll need to surround this code inside try catch block. Input type to exception E. So E dot print stack trace, and also we can just make use of a toast class to just show some messages on the screen. Pass the context and fail to save image. So now, guys, basically inside this we just need to open the file output stream. And here we will pass the image file. We will compress this bitmap image. First of all, save it. So we will use the compressor, JPG compressor. We will say 90, the quality of the image, and then we will pass it FOS. That's all. And then we will call the flush method and close this stream. That's all. And then, guys, we'll use the media store. Media store actually saves the file to the file system. This is API offered by Android. So images, media, and then we will say insert image. This is a method. And context get content resolver. And then we will say image file get absolute path. And we will put the file name, and the fourth will be null. That's all. And then we will get the URI for the saved image, guys. So we will simply say string URI string media store dot images media get content URI, and this will be external, and we will convert this to a string by using toString, and then we will simply concatenate the file name which we stored inside image file get name. That's all. And now we simply need to convert this string, guys, to a URI. So we'll simply say URI image URI, and here we'll say URI.parse, and then we will simply pass this URI string. And then we will basically redirect the user back to the main activity after the user has saved this image. So we will say intent new intent, and here we'll say we'll notify the gallery to save this image. So that's why intent.action underscore media scanner scan file. That's all. And then we will say intent.set data. We will pass the image URI, and we'll say context.send broadcast intent. That's all. And then we will show the simple message on the screen that your file has been saved. We will say image saved, and then we will say the URL which is stored inside URI string, and this will be showing it for slightly longer. The length will be longer here, length long, and show. That's all. So this completes your application, guys. So that was slightly lengthy code, but still you will now saving your cropped image. Now if I click the stop button, once again run this application, so now it will launch the activity, guys. So this is our application. If I click the, again I select any image, so you will see that basically we can do that, increase the brightness, change it, and now you will see image saved, and this is the address of the image. And now we can simply open the gallery of the mobile phone, and if I check, it will create this pictures folder, guys, right here. You will see that this is the file which is saved here. You will see that. So in this way, guys, you can build out a successful image editor to crop, scale and rotate images, and also save the actual resultant image inside your system SD card and gallery. Thank you very much for watching this video. All the source code is given in the description of the video, so you can go to it and copy paste all the source code, and I will be seeing you in the next video.